End-of-life care is never an easy topic to talk about, but it's something that needs to be discussed with family members. Today's CI Health sponsor is Transitions Hospice. They have more insight. Kara Hodebeck, Regional Hospice and Palliative Coordinator, has details. Hi, Kara. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Okay, let's start with my first question is, I've heard a lot about hospice, and I know the word palliative, but what's the difference between the two? I'm assuming there is one.
There is. So when we are looking at someone who has a chronic condition, it can be a terminal diagnosis. It doesn't necessarily have to be. That's when palliative would be a great option for them. So if we have someone who is at home or at an assisted living or a skilled facility, they are having a hard time getting to the doctors or don't necessarily want to go as often, palliative would be a great option for them.
So this, in theory, could be longer term. Is that part of what that would mean then?
Yes, as long as we're providing a service for them, they do stay on the palliative side of service.
Let's talk about what those services then are. I would assume those differ somewhat than hospice as well.
Yes, so the individual, they are still seeking aggressive treatment while on palliative care, so what we would have and offer them is our nurse practitioner coming to them wherever home is at. Like I said, it can be the privacy of their home, a skilled facility, assisted living. The visit frequency really just depends on the individual, so some need to be seen a little bit more often than others. We really tailor their visits around them.
Some of the difficulty, I think, for individuals is that so many different places offer so many different types of services. Some are allowed to do medical things. Some can only run errands and do some of the basic toiletry kind of things. Where do you guys fall on that scale?
Yeah, so with the palliative service, essentially whatever you expect whenever you go see your doctor in the doctor's office is what you would expect from our nurse practitioner. So she's coming in, she can help manage those medications with you. She can do lab work in the home. You know, whatever that they need to do, they can have done at the house.
Yeah, I know with hospice, it's sort of a doctor's decision, and that's where that conversation starts. Is the same true for palliative care, or how do you know when this is a process you need to embark on?
Yeah, so I mean, you can always kind of start the process yourself. We always get in touch with the primary care doctor to make sure that, you know, they understand what the service is that we're providing as well and that they're on board as well. We act kind of as a consulting firm in a way whenever we have someone who does come on to service. So if the doctor is not able to see them as often because they do have that difficulty getting out to see that doctor, we are relaying all of the information that we have whenever we see them to the doctor.
A concern for many, of course, when you're talking medical stuff is insurance. How does that play a role? Does it play a role in your services? I don't know how any of this works. So.
Yeah, so it is different for billing purposes for palliative versus hospice. Hospice bills to Medicare Part A, it's all covered. Palliative, when we have, it's whenever you go see a specialty doctor. If there's any kind of copay or out-of-pocket cost for that is kind of what you would see from the palliative side. We do run their insurance benefits before they come on service just so that they know what those out-of-pocket costs might be. But we also see where it's an 80-20 with Medicare and private insurance, that there may be no cost at all.
If a doctor hasn't told you this, but a family is starting to feel like maybe this is something we need, what are some warning signs or some things they need to be looking for to know this is a phone call I need to make, or this is a discussion I need to have with our doctor?
Absolutely. So if you have a loved one who is frequenting the hospital, you know, more than what they used to, palliative can decrease some of those hospitalizations. We're not taking the place of it, but it can be decreased. Other things is, like I said, chronic conditions that they're having, maybe worsening of symptoms, that palliative would be able to come in and help manage those symptoms.
It could be a scary time, but we're thankful that people like you not only know what you're talking about, but care and can step in and help. So thanks, Kara. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. If you'd like more details on Transitions Palliative Care and Hospice, all of that can be found at their website or Facebook page. We'll connect you to that through our website. Just go to CILiving.tv.